Hey, thanks for joining me on my 2021 shotgun hunt in Illinois, either sex tag. Put in for it and got it pretty easily. Like all good hunts, starts at the gun range. Make sure your gun's dialed in, take good notes, and know where you're aiming. It comes in handy when you get out in the field and things get fun. And here I am just shooting my gun at 100 yards of the white dot there. And as you can see, it's just shooting about an inch high, just about where I want it. Make sure I always make good lists when I'm getting ready to go. And do not forget your deer tag, main thing. Don't forget your deer tag, your gun, or your ammo. And I was heading to Washington, Illinois, my hometown where I grew up. Hadn't been back in a few months, but I got to go back and hunt deer for the first time about 10 years in Tazewell County. And the best part of the whole hunt, I got to hunt my dad, who is 80 years old and just turned. And you'll see him here in just a bit. But a pretty easy flight. The one thing scary in this flight was my mask. I had kids staring at me. Every now and I'd forget I was wearing this crazy thing. And that's all I got was weird looks. But on to the hunt. So I had trail cameras out for the past few months, just kind of checking to see what's out there. Lots of deer, and a few coyotes, and black squirrel at one point, and another coyote, and just a few little bucks, nothing too busy. That little guy there, my stepmom wanted me to not shoot him, so I give him a pass. But here's a doe here, and you'll see another couple little deer and some raccoons. But pretty busy spot. This is where my dad was going to hunt. So when I got out there, we set him up, and that's his chair. He sits there between the trees and hangs out and watches. He had deer come in the first morning, and he was about 50 yards from a rub there, and you see a scrape there. It was right behind where he was set up. So he was ready for the deer. And opening morning, we got up nice and bright and early and got in the truck, got loaded up, and headed out. And here we are just after daylight, getting set up, and we're headed to the field. We got out there, and this is the stand that I sat in. It was pretty chilly, nice balmy 19 degrees. The birds are out. Good to see cardinals again. Very cold. It was 19 when I got there, and a nice stiff wind. It was nice to be in that blind, though, keep covered up a little bit. But it warmed up a little bit to like 35. Still cold. Had frost in the blind. That was kind of fun. Wasn't there very long and started seeing deer. We had a hot doe come dripping through and watched two bucks chase her down the field. Might see a deer just in a minute slipping through the timber. But they were on the neighboring property on the hillside, just out of range, about 180 yards I ranged it at. And so the evening hunt, I decided to actually move down there, went to lunch, and about 1:30 and headed back, got back about 2:30 and got back on stand. And I moved downfield to where I was at, started out with, and was hoping maybe something might come through, so we got in place, and wasn't too long, things picked right up. Had a little forked horn that my stepmom wanted me to pass on. It came out and wouldn't give me a good look, so I gave it the pass. So here I am at the opposite end of the field, and the deer come right out in front of me there. But after that little bitty forked horn came through, this is it's an eastern hackberry tree, my favorite tree. So this little guy here, he came in right in front of me, and it wasn't at nighttime. That's the pick. But here's the buck that I believe that came through that I ended up shooting. And it didn't take very long, and I was on stand maybe 2 hours and got my deer down. Well, I just shot a whitetail buck. First one in about 10 years. He's rearing, hanging out there. I think he's dead. I shot him a little bit high. We'll find out here. Right there, you can see him. I don't think he's moving. I don't think he's breathing. He's still alive. I better take care of him. Uh-oh. Yeah, take good notes. I got a little excited in the adrenaline. I forgot my gun shooting about 6 inches high at 25 yards, which they came in real close. But I finished him off and got him on the ground and started taking some good picks. Always make sure you try to keep your buck's tongue tucked in, get your tag signed. And Illinois has got different rules than most states. I'm not sure everybody else does. I know California is way different than out here. But you have, the backside of your tag, there's 2 measuring tapes in millimeters, and you need to measure the base of your antler and also the distance between the edge of the eye there, you'll see where that's marked at, down to the tip of the nose. And it gives you pretty good instructions on the back, so you knock your tag and get to measuring. I took some pictures just for reference for later on. And then back to selfie time here, trying to get some decent pictures of this little deer. Nice little 9-point, I guess you'd call him. He's a 4x3 Western Standard with eye guards, so a little tight basket rack, but pretty good buck. I was pretty happy with him. My little Remington 1187, shooting 2 3/4 inch copper slugs. Did all right. Shot right through him, and here's my dad coming down the hill. Watching his grin was pretty special. He was pretty excited and happy for me. And he come down and brought the garden cart, met me down at the hill. We went back and took some pictures and got some good memories made there. That was the main thing. This hunt was about memories and hanging out with my dad, and got him out in the woods. He hunted all day long and toughed it out, and almost got a buck at 25 yards and couldn't quite get the deal done. Had to get his scope. His high relief was messed up a little bit, but that's how it goes hunting, and it's not ever perfect. It's just perfectly the way it is. So had a good hunt. Got back before dark. The moon come up. Watched a beautiful full moon rise. Took the deer down to the Eureka meat locker there. As you can see, it's a pile of deer. A lot of successful hunters, and barred owl hanging on the fence post there as we're driving by. Kind of cool to see that. And some giant mushrooms. I've never seen mushrooms that big before. That's the shells I was using. And not this time. We had buck for dinner, not squirrel. And on the way out to the airport, they x-rayed my bags. It's kind of fun to see my antlers in there, and they asked me to not take them out during the flight, which I obliged them, of course. So, but thanks for hanging out with me and checking out my video. Picked up a new cap at Presley's Outdoors there in Bartonville. Kind of a cool shopping mall place to go. And this is a little picture of my little basket rack and a little video there in the nativity scene, the piano back home in California. And I boiled it and then bleached it with some hydrogen peroxide, turned it nice and white, turned out real nice. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Till next time.